What's up?
Hey!
Howdy.
We are Blackstone Cherry, John Freddy's Sharkman that cuts his head off constantly.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for submitting all these questions, and a huge thank you to Nikki Six for having us on.
What if I did the whole interview just like this right here? Yeah, man, just like, no head.
It'd be kind of like when you talk on the mic live, because it doesn't work.
Be kind of awkward. Anyway, what's the first question?
How do we feel about Florida-Georgia line? Coverage day.
Who's that?
Who is Florida, Georgia?
This is news to us.
Yeah.
News.
We don't know who
We've been in the woods a while.
who this band
No
is.
But on the real, as our drum
On the
tech
real.
Corbin would say,
Yes.
on the real, those guys did an absolutely awesome version of that song, and we're super happy because it only lets more people know about us.
And we got some great friends in those, in those guys. That sounded dirty.
Yes.
They're great friends of ours. And on their camp. Love
Awesome
to death.
guys.
So you got into them?
We,
That's
Like into
so
them?
into you. Look
We
about
love
my air bass.
Kind of like Atlanta Rhythm Section.
That's a
There you
Richard
go.
Young.
There you go.
When
Throw
you write
some
a
money
hit
around.
song, it throws a
Right.
quarter
Throw
on the
money
floor.
around.
Okay, what's the next?
Do you plan on releasing a tablature book? I would love to play along with your tunes in the right key.
We would love to release a
Yeah.
tab book, but we can't read
I
tabs.
was gonna say, here's the funny thing about it. None of us can do it.
We're kind of, how you would say,
Yeah.
Special.
We've had a lot of people ask us about that, and that's a pretty flattering question
Yeah.
that
for
would be
somebody
awesome.
that wants a tab book to learn. Because we grew up with the Mel. I did with I don't know about Chris, but the Mel Bay guitar tablature and chord book, and then I had an Aerosmith tab book and chord
How do
book.
you have like 60,000 chords on a guitar with there's 6
I
strings?
know. You
don't
never
understand
use
it.
them. You never
you would
use them.
times the neck length by the 6 strings. You would do the fret.
You would
would
actually do-
1, 2, 3,
Once you
4.
get to the back of the chord
You
book
would
where there's the
actually- you
chords,
Think about the chances of actually.
There are 12 notes on a
it would be
guitar.
endless. You times it by 3.
There's 12 notes on a guitar.
Times.
all you need is 4
frets,
chords.
22.
All
It'd
you need
be
is
a
4
lot.
chords. Ask anybody in country music. All you need is 4 chords. But I was gonna say, once you get to the back of the guitar chord book, all the weird chords are. That's like
Right.
the weird end of the mall that nobody goes to, nobody
Right,
ever
where, like, Sears
utilizes.
is at.
The one light
Yeah,
flips.
Sears and that one.
No.
But
the-
Victoria's Secret's down there too. That's
Yeah, that's true.
Next to
At our
the
mall, anyway. Anyway,
in our mall.
hopefully one day somebody will contact us and want to and do a tablature book that is professional and not chicken scratch like we would do it.
Will you be releasing a live DVD anytime soon?
That's this.
That's it.
That's all we can give y'all on that one. That's all we can give you.
Next question, please.
If you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? Mine is Tuesday's Gone. Keep up the great work.
Well, you picked a hell of a winner. So Tuesday's gone. It's going to be hard to top that.
That's a hard question.
I mean, Tuesday's gone. Like, sometimes you might not be in the mood for a great rockin' solo because obviously it's got to be a Leonard Skinner song.
Yeah.
But
I would pick Dire Maker by Led Zeppelin
John
or
Fred,
Fool in
yeah.
the Rain, just because of the groove. Like you could sit and drink margaritas.
But
on a
I don't know
beach.
that I'd want to hear that whistle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think if
Oh,
I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want
Calypso.
to. Like, I love that song, but I don't know about the Mario Kart part in the middle. You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
That's a
Maybe.
great
I would
question.
pick Tuesday's Gone. Probably. I'm with you on that one.
If it's me, I'm gonna have to shoot. Tuesday's gone. It's
You
excellent.
can't top that.
Yeah. Any song like that's about Skinner's gonna be great because
Right.
you're gonna have a lot of time to listen to it 'cause it's a long song.
Right.
So you're
It's
gonna
like
have
picking
lots
an
of
Allman
days.
Brothers song.
That's why it leads me. I would have or Allman Brothers song. I would have to do something like
really long, otherwise it
or
can't be something super repetitive.
something like the Elvis Gospel, How Great Thou Art. That way, if it's my last song I'm ever gonna listen to, I've always got to get right. So if I do something bad and listen to that song, I'll be like, okay, well I ended on a good note. That's my theory behind it.
John, what would be your last song, bro?
Man, that's a hard one. I'd have to honestly go with no song because I would eventually get so freaking bored of it. I'd end up taking.
John would pick
jams
silence.
out to the silence.
I'll take-
John would
I'll
just
pick
vibe out on the
silence.
wind, bro.
Makes sense.
Because I would lose my mind.
Right on.
Yeah, the rain on KPPX.
Is there a story behind sometimes?
Sometimes.
Come on,
Sometimes.
Daddy.
Sometimes you write a song called Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Wrote that song with Craig Weissman.
Yes.
Awesome, dude.
Down in Nash Vegas.
I don't know. This song just kind of came out one day. We were down there hanging out with Craig, and next thing you know, we've got the guitar part, and
We wrote that for the third album.
Yeah.
And
the genius is that B didn't like the song.
right.
So.
And I think for the right reason, because if we had recorded the version that we wrote, it wouldn't be the version that's on the new album.
On the fourth album.
Because we came up with that version literally while we were in the studio, referencing some other music. We said we want to take this idea, And we made it up as we went along, basically, and it came out awesome. So it's always fun to throw a curveball song like that on the album, like "All I'm Dreaming Of" or "Sometimes."
Hey, are we supposed to be saying
It
the
was
name
cool.
of the people?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Is that Nikki's
Nicholas
part? Okay, cool.
does that.
All right.
How do you guys keep such a great energy during a live show?
Red Vines.
These unnamed. No, this is Lifesaver.
Ben likes Red Vines.
No, I do not like Larry Vines.
I was about
I
to say, people
support
are
You
gonna
Twizzlers.
don't like Larry Vines?
People would
I
be like,
don't-
they do Molly. Yeah.
No, Molly Hatchet. We do. We
There
get
you
pumped up on Molly Hatchet.
I don't know. And playing music's fun. So
Yeah, you know, we
people
wouldn't.
that just I don't know.
We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have a good time, and people want to see a performance. They want to see a show.
Really, it's not a
That-
performance. It's me and Ben trying to chase each other around stage.
Yes, and making sure we don't knock Chris in the
Right.
mouth with a microphone.
I mean, if you want to
Which
know,
has happened.
if you want to know from like the energetic guy from the band, I like to work
Bro,
out.
hang on,
so,
hang on.
But
If you went up from the guy that never stands still, dude, it's just like I can't keep that going.
Yeah.
but
Hey, we like to have a good time, and we don't have pyro and stuff, so we have to.
to make up for it.
We have to impress our people. Call us old fashioned,
Just call us downright old
but we like to do it the natural way. Anyway,
That's what she said.
If you could jam with any other artist, past or present, who would it be and why?
well, we've got to jam with an incarnation of Leonard Skinner, which is awesome. We've got to play with Bad Company. We've done festivals with Aerosmith.
I think it's more
of
jam,
like,
actually
in a
play a
room
song.
Oh,
together,
gotcha,
play
gotcha,
together.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
The way it'd be a super group then.
As far as like people present, I'd really like to jam with Gary Clark Jr. That'd be awesome. That guy's like, I could learn a lot from him, I think. And then as far as past, I mean, you'd have to have Hendrix on guitar, right?
Mm-hmm. I was literally
Hendrix on
thinking
guitar.
Let's do super group.
Yeah.
Everybody
Bonham on
throw in-
drums.
Yeah.
John Bonham on drums.
I gotta throw in the King.
Okay.
We gotta
Okay.
throw in Elvis is on there. He's
Put
on the
him on
boat.
key.
Elvis would share. Elvis would play acoustic guitar. How about that?
No, he wouldn't play acoustic guitar. He
Do
would
the George
sing.
Strait, where it's strum the A
He
chord.
would sing.
Rest.
He'd sing. There could be multiple singers, but you
Who-
better
who
believe
do we
he's
have
in there.
playing bass?
John.
Jamerson, of course.
So you got James Jamerson playing bass, John Bonham playing drums.
James Brown and Elvis on vocals.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that could be cool.
Ooh,
That could be.
that'd be
cool.
tough.
I'd buy that album.
That'd be awesome.
You'd have to have Stevie Wonder like playing clarinet.
Stevie
Sing.
Wonder on the clavinet.
Yeah.
And then
And of that super group, you could just pull any one of them pertaining to our role in our band and interject us.
and
that's
we
who
would
we'd
be
like
the
to play
guys there giving them their water,
with, basically.
toweling their
Towel
faces
tag.
off,
That'd be Towel Tag.
Water
would be
bottle
us.
top technicians.
taking notes.
What advice would you give to a band starting off?
Quit. No, I'm playing.
Play
I-
country music.
Just
Bingo.
like don't listen to what anybody says, man.
Yeah.
For real, like just,
Have daggum fun.
just have fun. Don't be mean to people. Just have fun. Play
Friends
music.
first,
That's right.
band second.
Yeah.
We see that too often where it's opposite and it'll destroy you.
Mhm.
So that's very important for us anyway.
Find some dudes you can live on a 12-foot
Tube.
tube, not 12 foot, 45 foot, but the bunk area is like 12 feet.
Well,
and you have
starting off,
you all
though,
sleep within 12 feet of
starting
each other.
off, you're in a van or something, some
Yeah.
incarnation of that. So
Make
you
sure
gotta be
that
able to tolerate
the
that.
people in your band can take baths regularly.
Yeah.
That they have good hygiene.
Stay away from needles unless you're sick.
Yeah, and
and a doctor does that.
And then don't even do
and-
that.
and
Eat some
then-
herbs.
and make sure they don't snore.
Yes.
Because there's nothing worse than trying to go to sleep, and you got some
sound guy
snoring like he's sawing down
sleeping
the
underneath the
biggest
drummer.
forest in the world.
You got to do something
Sucks.
genuine. You got to do something that's never been done before. You know, if you're out there and you're really influenced by some new music, that's awesome. But you got to dig back to what that artist was influenced by, and also what that artist that they were influenced by.
It almost looks like you're playing with my face.
It's weird. That's like the people do the overdone picture now where you
Yeah,
stand
yeah.
off in the distance and you're holding the Eiffel Tower
Hey.
or you're holding up the cloud. Look, put your head up there.
Hashtag no
Put
filter.
your head in here. Look at this.
What's up?
There you go.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Now let's just squat. Oh, look at it. All right.
Who else did vocals on the Rock and Roll Tape album besides Chris?
Well, that would be Benjamin Daniel
Oh,
Wales
God, I did. I forgot.
on
Nah.
a song called what is it? How's
Under
it
the
go?
Sheets. I signed one of those last night, by the way. Rock and Roll.
That you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then John Fred sang on Drift Away and
John Frey was the trill master of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No place to play. Oh, no.
You have to do that face, too, when you do it.
Oh, no. And then
Or little Christina Amy.
and then on the song America, we all four actually sang.
Yep.
Yep.
We all shared vocal duties on the verse of that.
That's right. We all four sang on the album.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Yeah.
We actually do that
We
live
were like
too.
Old
the
school.
Beatles that sucked.
Old school.
We like to play our instruments live,
If
even
I
if they're out of key.
if I came to your home and looked inside your refrigerator, what would I find?
That'll be different.
I'm gonna answer for Ben. I'll answer for Ben.
Well, hey, if they came into our home, then it'd be the bus home. But if we're going, we can do both.
I think
Let's
we're
do
talking
both.
about
Let's do
individual
both.
homes
Yeah,
Let's
here.
do
yours
both.
is like your
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Ben's house.
Ben's house is nothing right now because he ain't moved in it yet.
Right. But once he moves in, I would imagine you would start at the freezer where you would find the smart ones,
Mhm.
the 3-cheese
ZD.
Yep. Smart ones.
Yep. Yep.
Then beneath that in the refrigerator, you would probably find 3 shelves of turkey,
Yep.
1 shelf of American cheese.
Yeah. Right on. White American cheese.
White, you have the white American cheese, and you would find the olive oil based mayonnaise, as well as some probably
Damn,
some
this is
tuna.
detailed.
Yeah. Do you know?
Tuna?
I
No,
mean,
I just know because Ben only eats certain things, and that's all he eats.
yeah, that's right. I get on a weird.
And he'll have 72,
Create your hand, brother.
maybe 73 cabinets full of Twizzlers.
Yeah, a lot of Twizzlers.
My fridge would consist of bologna, cheese, Coca-Cola. and
Coke heavy.
Coke heavy. My little boy's juice boxes because he loves his deuce.
That's his deuce.
And then trying to think what else.
Green tea. You going green tea?
There's green tea. I'm thinking what's in the refrigerator
We
right
got a lot
now.
of popsicles in your
There's popsicles, kakools as my little boy calls them.
Yep.
And then there's some Monster Energy and
That's a plug.
then
monster.
But for real,
But-
they're great.
for real, they are awesome. I think I have the rehab ones in there.
John, what do you got in your fridge? Oh, you're not done.
No, I'm
He's
not
not
done.
done.
He's not
Then,
done.
then
He's
you got your
finished.
sandwich fixings.
He's on first shelf. He's still on first
Yeah,
shelf.
you got your sandwich. Boy, I like to eat. You got your sandwich fixings, some eggs. Never know when you want to throw an egg on whatever. Doesn't matter. Might drink it raw, like Paul used to. Basically, if you want the opposite of Ben's healthy fridge, you come to my house. So, you want to eat good, come hang out with Chris.
We go from all spectrums.
Your fridge, John.
My refrigerator lives somewhere between Ben and Chris, where I got some of the healthy stuff, some of the bad for you stuff.
And then it goes way left field where there's nothing but like pizza, pizza sauce, and cheese, and salt.
I'm a pasta and pizza, and I'm a fan of that. I was raised Italian. My granny is very, very Italian.
F-A-N.
So manicotti,
Hot for
lasagna, pizza, tortellini. I love all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm down with the good old fashioned like baby spinach salad, and then I'll jump on the smart ones with Ben because the 3-cheese ziti. I'm with you, buddy. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's awesome. I'm a cake fiend though. Like a lot of people have like their issues with candies. Not so much for me. I like a good old fashioned homemade cake.
Gotcha.
Love it.
All right.
Nuts and berries.
I'll go with what I purchased yesterday and try to shorten this list. I try to eat as raw as possible. It doesn't work out all the time because nobody's perfect, but I like to eat a lot of raw almonds, kefir. It's good for your digestive system. I don't do a lot of dairy, but I love yogurt, so that's just really hard to quit. I like
He has a yogurt.
I like the
addiction.
Annie's organic meals, and those are
I'm with
easy
you
to
on
cook
that.
out
Those are
here.
good.
Those are good.
I feel like we're on like a health show right now.
I like
John Fred and Dr. Oz.
you
doing
know
a show
what?
together.
Some of us are that way. I like hummus, celery. I like grapes. I'm a big fruits and veggies fan. I try to eat stuff with
You
no
say hummus or
artificial.
hummus?
Hummus.
Hummus. It's like grape pomme. I try to eat stuff with no artificial sweeteners. Aspartame is the devil. Check it out. It's, just for me, I feel like crap when I eat crap. So I try. You fall off the wagon, you're like, it's 2 in the morning. You're
You
drinking.
done?
I was going to say he's going to make this short.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to shorten this up. In a moment, more from Dr. Oz.
Anyway, yeah,
Poor
John
John
Fred
Fred.
eats
Poor
it.
John Fred.
He eats it raw.
I'm sorry I don't eat, what you guys do.
Cheetos.
I mean, that's your all's thing. If you want to eat.
Oh, he does. I've seen the guy dump
He gets up in the middle of the night and
donuts
eats
and
lots of
peanut
cookies.
butter.
That was 2 years ago, and that was
What's the next one?
enticed by some.
You had 2 quarter-pounders on the way home.
I did. I was under
Well,
stress, though.
Next!
I was under stress.
Next!
You guys are fucking assholes.
If you were to collaborate with anyone out right now, who would it be?
Collaborate? Musically?
Guys, it's hot.
No,
back
sexually.
here.
It's hot. I know it's hot. I turned the air off for their convenience.
Stop collaborating and listen.
Shoot.
Let's start with Chris. Let Chris pick first. Who are you into right now, Chris? We've heard about it already. Let's hear a little bit more.
I don't know. Like, there's all kinds of bands. There's an awesome band called the Temperance Movement from the UK.
Killer.
There's Royal Blood.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a lot of cover songs. We've done several. I like doing covers more than anybody, I think. We do Rocky Mountain Way quite a bit, which is fun.
That's a good one.
We used to do the Adele thing.
Yeah, we used to do Rolling in the Deep by Dale.
Muddy Waters.
The Muddy Waters kind of medley thing that we used to do.
We've done covers on the album. Yardbirds, Marshall Tucker.
Yeah. Then we've done the Cactus thing live some. It just depends. I mean, we've done a plethora of stuff. I think anything. The Johnny Cash Folsom Prison version we do has always been pretty fun. There's, I don't know, it just kind of, a cover song is kind of, it's different because it takes time out of your set, but it's also fun to play something that, if you're playing a show where not everybody knows, just a song that everybody knows, kind of can break the ice at times.
Yeah.
Like when we were on the Chickenfoot tour, that crowd didn't really know us that well.
Once we did
Rocky Mountain Way, they loved us. Yeah. So
it's fun to take a song and then make it like it's our own. We don't want to like carbon copy cover it. We gotta make it like if we were to have written it, and then that's the way it is. Like Can't You See is totally different than the Marshall Tucker version. Yeah. But we had to put our spin on it, or we couldn't do the original any justice.
Is the song story of Mr. Floyd Collins true? Yes, it is.
Loosely based on true events. No,
yes.
Floyd Collins actually did horribly pass away in a cave. He got trapped.
He was a spelunker.
We say Mammoth Cave just because it sings a lot better than Sand Cave. But he was actually trapped in Sand Cave trying to find a passage from Sand Cave into Mammoth Cave, best I remember.
Which he did.
Somebody correct me if I'm
It
wrong.
does.
He was trying to find another passage, though.
Right.
And the cave kind of came in on him, and it trapped his leg, and they couldn't get him out.
Yep. And
it was kind of like a circus around it, because he was probably the most famous spelunker, to our area at least, ever.
Everybody kind of made a mockery about it. The dude's trapped down there, and they brought up, like, attractions.
Hot dog stands.
Because this dude was trapped. So it was kind of weird. And that's right next to where we live.
Of course, it was way before our time. But
yes. It's a cool story. Very interesting to our area.
Absolutely.
Each of your studio albums has had a different producer. Do you guys like working with different producers, or did it just happen that way?
It honestly just kind of happened that way in the beginning, but I think it's been a really cool thing because each time you find somebody that takes you to a different dimension than where you'd been going. And, like, even with the first album with John Fred's dad and David Berrick, the guy back home, they produced that record, and they're more of an old school mentality. So with that, it was like a straight ahead rock thing. We got with Bob Marley, and it was a little more swampy, a little more, honestly, psychedelic lyrically, some of the topics. And it was a different kind of record with Bob. It was a cleaner but swampier, it's kind of odd thing. And then with Howard Benson, it was more of a rock radio record. I mean, it was a very commercial, very polished kind of album, which was a step aside from what we had normally done for us. And then the new record, it was kind of back to just the raw rock and roll meat and potatoes that we started out as in 2001, as the first.
Which I know that guy right there is super appreciative of.
Oh,
you can hear Coast Notes now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They said basically, you guys get in there, play the songs, make them longer, make the solos longer, make the drums happen. So that's what we like to hear, and that's why the album came out sounding the way it does.
What's your favorite place to eat on the road? I'm going to say Jimmy John's for me.
Jimmy John's is great. Shoot.
I like to eat at home.
I don't know. IHOPs are great whenever you see them.
I had that earlier.
You got to pick a road place though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Place on the road.
Gotcha. That went.
I got it.
I got it. I was just trying to play it down.
I don't know if there is a favorite place on the road because we travel so much that it's really just truck stops and whatever we get on the rider.
Yeah, the bus becomes
occasionally
a safe
venues
place.
have really good food, but other than that, it's sandwiches on the bus.
Call him a bus witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Did John Fred ever have another drum teacher except Uncle Fred?
That'd be a question for you.
I didn't know if you were going to answer it. No, I didn't. Fred was the only person that taught me things growing up, and then I got in a school band and learned some more rudiments and kind of just self-taught. So, but I mean, obviously now you can watch YouTube and find any kind of instructional video or anybody jamming that you want to check out and try to steal licks from. So I do that a lot. I'm a lick stealer. That makes sense.
He's still licking too.
What is the best thing that has happened to the band on stage?
On stage? Well, we played some pretty pivotal shows.
Getting the Blind Man Harmony right.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. When all the
awesome.
harmonies are in key together,
Yeah,
and everybody sings them.
I think the best thing that happened to the band on stage is us all getting on in-ear monitors.
Yeah,
That's
right.
That was pretty. That was pretty. What's
that
up?
was
when
collectively one of the best things. Because it allowed us to be more in tune with each other in the show. So.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even realize it. Sweet. It was a good decision it's a big move for us.
There's been a lot of cool stuff though. Like as far as just like you said, shows and getting to jam with certain people and stuff like that. It's just I don't know. We're very fortunate to get to do what we do. So everything's pretty awesome on stage.
Question for John Fred. How do you keep from injuring yourself with breaking sticks? I myself have that problem.
If you're going to drum, you're going to hurt your bum. It's going to happen.
Scoot a lot.
Scoot.
You're going to stretch it?
Yeah, you're going to have hemorrhoids from scooting on a drum throne. If any drummer tells you they don't, they're full of shit. Honestly, dude, you just got to be careful. You got to not sit too close to the front of the drums and whack yourself. Because I mean, I've cut both my eyes and probably cracked my nose. And it's a big nose anyway. So you just got to be careful. You got to try to, position yourself right.
It's a danger zone, bro.
Danger zone.
Did Blackstone Cherry perform covers of songs before writing original music?
No. We actually started the first day of the first practice. We wrote our own songs.
Yeah, we wrote, and that song ended up one of the first songs we wrote. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was on rock and roll tape.
Ended up becoming
Walking became the key.
Yeah, ended up becoming the key.
Our
off
lighting
the
guy,
second.
Joe McKinney, it's his favorite song
Yeah.
ever
So
in
that
the history of music.
That thing was the first riff we ever came up with as a band.
Yeah, we weren't into. I mean, we appreciated doing covers to learn, to be better because you learn like Beatles stuff and some of those Zeppelin riffs. It has to make you a good player to play that stuff.
It's funny
together.
though. Like, the first covers we learned were covers of local bands.
Yeah.
Bands that they might have been not been a local band anymore, but they were local to the area, and we learned some of their songs because they were a big influence on us. A band called Superfuzz, but no, from day one we wanted to write our own music.
As teenagers, how much did you guys practice? Didn't your neighbors complain when you played loud?
We were never teenagers. We were a band, and we
It's a
practiced 6 days a week.
Sometimes 7.
Sometimes 7. We practiced after school, and then we would normally take Saturdays off.
Or Sundays
Sundays.
off.
Well,
We
either
practiced
one of the
Saturday
two.
because in the beginning we used to have people down to practice house all the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any neighbors to worry about because it was on John Fred's family's land. They had an old farmhouse that the headhunters used to practice in, and we kind of took it over. So we had nothing to worry about except for, wild animals. That was our biggest worry was if the place was haunted, and if some kind of huge zoo-looking spider or coyote was going to be in the front yard. That was our biggest concern. We could turn it up as loud as we wanted to. Other than that.
What is one of the weirdest things that has happened when on stage or recording?
Ben blew the ass out of his pants about a week ago.
Yeah, in
He did.
Detroit,
That happened.
I had my show jeans, and I just wore them too many shows, and for several years, and they stretched on the back, and our guitar tech told me that, hey man, the back of your jeans is completely out. So
Were you at least wearing underwear?
yeah, I was.
Okay.
I didn't turn around the rest of the show, and I announced it to the audience too. I said, hey, this has happened. I want everybody to be aware of this right now. It was pretty embarrassing. I've since retired those ragged jeans.
Who have been the biggest musical influences to you, other than your father, John Fred?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Good choice.
Very good choice.
I like those guys.
Super
Sure, other stuff on vinyl.
Super influential.
I don't know, dude.
Stuff
Like
like
black
that.
metal from Sweden and Finland. I jam out on that stuff, man. I don't know, dude. I listen to everything. I listen to everything from R&B to blues to, like, as far as drumming, I mean, you know, Fred turned me on to Tommy Aldridge, Ginger Baker, obviously John Bonham, Bernard Purdy. There's so many great drummers, and this is all before YouTube, so this was VHS era. And just, you know, yeah, I mean, I could sit here and name thousands of drummers that I've listened to. As far as bands, I mean, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Cream, The Who, Zeppelin, you know, the Stones. I mean, the list goes on. You know, it's tons. It's like a Britannica encyclopedia.
That pretty much applies for all of us.
Yeah.
Will we see an all-acoustic concert or CD? Love Magic Mountain and would like to see an acoustic edition like on Folklore.
Probably not. It's not as fun as rock.
Acoustic's cool, and we like doing it. That's how we learned to sing together, and it was acoustic. But you know, we just prefer Blackstone Cherry. It deserves to be played electrically.
Just like the rock.
It
Damn,
deserves
rock
it.
and roll. Any
Yeah.
50-year-old punk can do it.
So, and not to say we'll never do it, because then we'll be come back on this video going, "Oh, he's just kidding. We knew he was." But you know, we don't have any plans to do that anytime soon.
Small venues or arenas?
I mean, well, any band's gonna say, "Well, we want to be in the stadiums or arenas." But here's the deal: you have to learn to enjoy and appreciate and love both of them. Tonight we're playing an intimate venue, but it's going to be awesome. The arenas we're going to do later this year are going to be incredible. But you know, if you get hung up on one, then the other ones are never going to be as good enough. So you just have to learn to enjoy playing live. That needs to be what you need to love, and then the venues will just be what they are.
Good way to look at that is like we've been fortunate enough to do both, and I think that like today we're playing a smaller venue in West Virginia, but in the fall we'll be doing arenas again. So it's kind of like you have to take your small bar show that's very intimate and do that in the arenas to connect to people, because there's so many people, you know, 200 yards away from you. But you also have to take that arena show and put that in a 30 by 30 bar. You know, it doesn't matter if it's 5 people or 5,000. And people say that all the time. That sounds so cliche, but you really have to be an entertainer if you're in a closet or if you're in a football stadium. So
it's always your reputation.
In the small venue, big venue, my answer is the crowd. It doesn't matter as long as the crowd's awesome. If the crowd came to have a good time, then we're going to have a good time, regardless of what size the venue is.
What was the band's inspiration for forming and playing music together?
We sucked at everything else.
Yeah, I think we all just had a common goal.
We had no passion, you know, to really excel at anything else, because none of us were valedictorians or anything. Not to say
well, speak for yourself. I was pretty close. We had 12 in our class, so.
Okay. Well, he wasn't a valedictorian, though. But the band just wanted to play music. The band just wanted to play music. You know, that's what we wanted to do. That's what we set our minds to.
What album most personally meaningful to each one of you?
Don't know if that's our albums or other people's albums. I'm going to say our albums. The one that has the most meaning personally to me would be The New and Magic Mountain. There's a lot of songs on that record that come from a much deeper place, more honest place, than on previous records. I think like we just opened up and got a little more truthful and a little more honest about things that we've gone through. I know I did with this new record. So for me, that's the one I'm the most personally attached to out of any record probably in the world outside of our record, just because it's different when you've got things that, you know, are not so pleasant and you put them out there for everybody to know about, you know, through song, hoping that somebody else connects to that moment and it helps them through it. So for me, it's the new record that we just put out above any record that's ever been put out through history.
Yeah, I have to agree. This one was just felt like we would just be able to be ourselves, because even on our first album there was still a lot of
guidance
and whatnot, and this time we just had a more focused idea of what we wanted to do. writing the songs, and just from the beginning of the writing process to the end of the recording process, it was all fun. And we were able to write some lyrics together that experiences we went through as a band together that really came out on the positive side. So,
And having
I have to
Marisi
agree.
was no hindrance.
Yeah.
either. He was. It was more like bouncing ideas off of Buddy instead of asking the producer, "What do you want us to do?"
yeah, a lot of times he would turn to us
Yeah.
and say, well, "Y'all's call, you decide." So it was pretty awesome.
What up and coming band would you love to take on tour with you?
Well, we just had 2 bands out with us that are great guys in both bands. One of them's called King. They're not really up and coming. I mean, they're newer, but they're not like brand new. They've been out for a few years. They've got a reputation. Some boys from Maine called Fifth Freedom, which are good guys. But then, like Chris was saying earlier,
We as human,
We as Human guys are awesome. But the 2 bands from the UK we've been listening to is Royal Blood and the Temperance Movement, which are awesome. There's lots of new ones coming up every day. But those are just the ones that we've been listening to here lately. So there's all kinds of new cool bands
They rock.
out there.
What is your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Dumb and
Dumb and
Dumber.
Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Easy. We were quoting that last night.
Ace Ventura is good
From-
too, though,
from
man.
Bunks.
That's true. That's true.
Then you got Liar Liar. A little more serious, but that gun, that's fun.
Yeah, that was
dude.
good.
Yeah, it's hard to beat
Yeah,
Jim
I've
Carrey.
had better.
Yeah. It's hard to beat Jim Carrey, man. But Dumb and Dumber, just because the pure stupidness and how I can just relate to that kind of idiotic humor, I'm going to have to just settle on that one, I think.
Which Ace Ventura, though?
Probably.
Pay Detective or When Nature Calls?
I think the classic is the first, but I think,
Yeah.
I mean,
Dan
People are
Marino?
real friendly around here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Einhorn. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
What's your favorite city to hit while you're on tour?
Never punched a city and probably hurt real bad.
Yeah.
True.
Pull back a node.
I don't know. I mean, that's hard to. There's some that we, not because of the people, some we don't, are not the most excited about logistically. Like playing Manhattan is a daggum nightmare.
Yes.
But every time we played there, it's been awesome.
It's a great show,
It's
great
just-
people.
and it's
just
not their
getting it out
fault,
of the
it's
city.
Well,
just
to be
in and out of the
specific,
city.
it's the logistic
Right.
part of getting the crew
Bus
in.
can't
and
come
And
in
then
there.
once you get there, you
You have
have
to rent a
do
truck.
45 things for the label.
We never get to enjoy anything, and it's
It's
just
you enjoy the 45 minutes to an hour you're on stage.
Yeah.
New York's probably the worst place to play for us. Not anything against New York or the people there. It's just hard because we have label and management, and everybody's like,
And
hey,
you can't bring a bus in the city with a trailer.
meet
Yeah.
this person.
That's
It's
the way
going
it
to
is.
change your career.
But luckily, there's none that we ever. I mean, we think we like to enjoy every place we go to. There's some we've been to a lot. Flint, Michigan, certain House of Blues there is.
Yep.
Rockford.
Rockford, Illinois, Sayreville, New Jersey. There's something you go, well, you could draw a picture of that place blindfolded.
Yeah.
We've been there so much.
Yep.
Those places obviously are special, but then there's other ones we've never been to. They're like, this is awesome. We got to come back here.
It is always fun to go back and play home, especially since the last time.
Yeah.
Because the last time we played around our hometown was the first time that the crowd really kind of let loose
Came
and
alive.
sang.
We did it at a new venue too,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
pretty much
It was
Christmas
a whole new thing, but like it was kind of like it was almost like a European crowd where the people that came from miles and miles, and the people that were there from our hometown. We did 2 nights that sold out, which was awesome, and we do them. A portion of the proceeds go to charity.
Yep.
But like just the crowds at those shows, it was the first time that people we went to school with and people that we see every day let loose and like sang our songs at the top of their lungs. You see them the next day at the gas station, like, man, I can't talk, I sang too much.
No.
I'm like, I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah.
But no, playing at home's always fun. But I don't know, just anywhere they'll let us play, really.
Yep.
With the exception of having to get your stuff in and out of New York City.
Right.
That was the last question. So now we should sign off.
What would you say?
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
much
guys.
for submitting all your questions.
Thanks again to Nikki Six for having us.
Hope we were entertaining, and we hope we answered all your questions to your liking. If not, take it up with somebody else.
Talk to Nikki.
Just Facebook us and they can handle it.
Yeah, nada.
Write us snail mail
Yes.
on yellow legal pad.
Okay, now it's getting weird. So thank you
Person.
guys very much.